Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene knew the threats were real. And now we know just how real. A government employee has just been indicted for threatening to kidnap and assassinate Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, and this disturbing plot may have been even closer than some people realize. Before we get into the story, please like, comment, and share Explain America. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is an outspoken Trump supporter. Some people call her a firebrand, but you know exactly where you stand with her. Now, she is safe after a very serious threat to her life, and her staff also. A federal indictment unsealed this week confirms that a public employee working at Voice of America was using government phone lines and studio facilities to deliver terrifying death threats directly to Greene's congressional offices in Georgia. The man accused is 45-year-old Seth Jason. According to federal prosecutors, Jason made at least 8 threatening phone calls over 15 months, disguising his number and calling from inside the Voice of America production studio, where he was employed on the taxpayer dime. The indictment says that the threats included plans to shoot the Congresswoman, kidnap her staff, and harm their families. All of this, investigators say, while he continued to draw a federal salary. Wow, talk about lax oversight. Greene responded by thanking Capitol Police, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, Kari Lake, and prosecutors for taking the threat seriously. In her words, quote, "I truly feared for my life. Threatening an elected official, their family, or their staff is not free speech. It's a crime," unquote. And here's where the timeline gets even more alarming. The threats began in October 2023, and the last threatening call came the day after President Trump's 2025 inauguration. Kari Lake, now President Trump's director for Voice of America, confirmed the threats were traced directly to Voice of America's studios. She said her office cooperated fully with investigators to isolate the lines and identify Jason as the source. If convicted on all charges, including threatening a federal official and making kidnapping threats across state lines, Jason could face well over a decade in prison. We'll continue to monitor this story, but one thing is sure, this wasn't just an idle threat. There were very serious threats made against her, and 15 of them over the course of October 2023 to nearly the present. Well, that's just a level of fanaticism that we need to root out in our government. So let's pray for Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of our elected officials that we don't have a trigger point that just unleashes a lot of chaos and violence. And we need to keep these our thoughts civil and our tone respectful to one another as we work to reform the United States government. And let's hope that President Trump and his staff continue to seek justice against those who are perpetrators. So this has been Kyle Becker with Explain America. Please like, comment, and share. We appreciate your voice. Thank you.